Hey, welcome back to How to Barbecue Right. I'm Malcolm Reed. Y'all, it's 72-hour turkey time. That sounds like a long time to cook a bird, don't it? Well, it's not all on the smoker that long. I'm doing a 48-hour brine to really pack this bird full of moisture, full of flavor. Then we're gonna smoke it, and it's gonna make the juiciest, the tastiest, and the prettiest bird that you've ever seen. Let's get to cooking. So the best bird to cook for a whole turkey is about a 10 to 12 pounder. I like that size because the breast and the leg quarters are all pretty proportionate, and this turkey cooks at the same rate. So you can get juicy white meat and you can get the dark meat done to where it's nice and tender. It really takes longer than 72 hours to cook this bird because when I buy this turkey, it was froze. And that's how most people find them in their supermarkets. It takes it about 5 to 6 days to thaw out in the refrigerator. So I bought this bird a week ago and just had it in a refrigerator that I don't open a lot and let it slow thaw. Now we're ready to kick off that 72-hour process. You can start your clock. This turkey's going in a brine. So I'm just gonna drop it down in my meat bag inside of a big brine bucket. We're going to add 1 bottle bird brine. That's the seasoning. It's got the salt. It's got the ratio of the sugar and all the herbs and the flavors in it. But for the liquid, I'm using sweet tea. Now you could use whatever you want for a brine. There's all kinds of recipes out there, but this is a classic Southern turkey. And the sweet tea also kind of changes the color of the skin of the turkey. It starts giving it that golden brown look. That's from that tea. It's kind of staining the outside. The meat's still going to be beautiful on the inside, but we've got a nice look to that turkey already. Now after 48 hours, that turkey soaked up all the flavor it can. It's time to get it out of the brine. Now, if you're doing the math, we still got some time to go. This is where the rest of that 24 hours comes in. We got to dry the skin. And what I do first is block the skin off with paper towel and then move the turkey to a little raised rack. Set it on a sheet pan covered in foil and stick it in the refrigerator. That's going to give it airspace so that refrigerated air can circulate around, drying the skin out, and that's what's going to make it be a crispy bird when you put it on the smoker. Now at the 68-hour mark, we've got our turkey skin dry. The bird's been brined. We're ready to season it, and this is the next step, getting some flavor on the outside. But we're going to take this turkey and we're going to flip it over. Because the bottom has been down in the moist side, I want to go ahead and dry it off a little bit too. Let's get that excess moisture off the bottom. So what I'm going to do is take some cooking spray, and I'm just going to spray this skin. We've got it dry, but now we're getting a fat on it. It's going to make it crisp up. And I'm just using my AP seasoning, and you could use whatever you like, whatever flavor turkey you're going for. This is a classic Southern style turkey, so we really just need salt, pepper, garlic. I'm going to spray this rack a little bit so the turkey doesn't stick. I like to cook it on a rack the whole time. It makes moving it on and off the pit really easy. And we're just going to flip it right over on the rack. That's how it's going to stay the whole time. But you'll notice I can pick this turkey up. If I need to spin it on the grill, it's really easy to do. Now we need to get something on the inside of this turkey, and I'm not a big fan of putting stuffing inside it. I don't think it gets up to the proper temperature, and I'll cook my dressing separately. But I do like to use vegetables and aromatic herbs. So today I've just got a classic mirepoix: celery, carrot, onion. I've got some poultry herbs like some sage, some rosemary, some thyme. So we're just going to start putting it right inside this turkey. And I may or may not use all this. You don't have to, but you want to fill it up because what it's going to do is it's going to take up space. So it's going to help us cook this turkey evenly. What I like to do now is take these legs and just kind of cross them over, and we're going to put a little butcher twine on them to kind of hold that stuffing in. So all I'm going to do is hit the skin with a little bit of cooking spray. If you wanted to use oil, you could. If you wanted to use butter, you could. I've tried it all. I like the simplicity of the cooking spray. It makes that skin golden brown. Now, when it comes to seasoning on the skin, you could use whatever you like. Your favorite rub, Cajun seasoning. Just depends on what kind of turkey you want to serve. But what I have noticed, if you use a darker colored rub, be extra careful when you put the seasoning on because it'll splotch up and it won't look as good. So I'm just going to season it lightly with the AP on the skin. And you can see the peppers in it, so it's going to give it some color, some texture. The smoker's going to do its job. The seasoning's going to be just there to make us that savory flavor, and that's going to be delicious. All right, y'all, we got a few hours left in a 72-hour bird. That means we got to get it in some smoke. Now today I'm cooking it on my Grilla pellet grill. I've got it running at 350 degrees with some hickory pellets for a nice mild smoke. I really think the pellet grill cooks one beautiful bird. You've got so much air moving inside that pit that it keeps that skin nice and crispy. It's an even cook, so it ought to be beautiful all on the outside. And at 350, I know I can cook it in about 3.5 hours. So let's get it in the smoke. All right, let's get this big old turkey on the pit. The silverback's running right at 350 degrees. I'm gonna take it, we're just gonna set it on here dead center. I could turn it if I need to, but that looks good. Let's get the lid closed and let this old griller work his magic. So we've been on a little over an hour on the pellet grill. Look at this color and the way the skin's doing. That is looking absolutely beautiful. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and give it a little rotate. Yes, I want to cook it even. And then I'm gonna put my probe in. You just wanna go in the thickest part of the breast because that's what we're looking at. So I'm just gonna run it in here, and that's gonna let us watch those internal temperatures. We're looking for about 160. We've got a ways to go. Let's see, it's about 126 right now. We'll just keep watching it. I might baste it just here in a minute with some spray butter. That's the only thing I'm gonna use, but I'm gonna let it go a little bit longer. The skin's still a little soft. So our bird has hit about 150 degrees internal. It's been on about 2 hours, 45 minutes. Now we got to bring it on home, y'all. But look at this bird. It is golden brown, looking absolutely delicious. I'm going to use some spray margarine. If you wanted to melt some butter and put it in a spray bottle, go for it. But this is easy. Butter mist right over the top of it. And it's just a buttered flavored oil. That's all margarine is. You want to rotate it around where we can get this backside as well. It smells fantastic. And that's better than any fried turkey any day. We've got this golden brown, crispy skin. Oh yeah, just about 10 more degrees and we're gonna be ready to get this bird off the pit. So we're just a hair over 3 hours here on our Thanksgiving turkey. It's hit 160 inside. Now I want y'all to check that out. This thing is absolutely beautiful. It might be one of the prettiest birds I've ever cooked. Skin looks beautiful. I can feel it. It's tight. It's got a little crispness to it. That's how I want my turkey skin, y'all. You can eat this skin. That dude is so pretty, y'all. It's hot, it's juicy, it needs to rest. Let's set it down on the cutting board. This is the hardest part. This bird's screaming hot. It just come off a 350 degree pit. It needs to rest. If I cut into it now, if I pull one of these legs off, I'm gonna lose juice. I'm just gonna let it sit here on the cutting board. I'm not wrapping it up. If you wrap it up, you're gonna trap steam and it's gonna soften the skin. I want this skin to stay nice and tight and crispy as I can get it. And it looks absolutely beautiful, y'all. Letting it sit here and rest for 15 minutes and having to smell all this delicious aroma that's in the air. Smokehouse is smelling good, y'all. Now, I'm not a professional turkey carver. I don't claim to be, but I've carved my share of them. I'm gonna show you how I do it. So the first thing, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the rope loose that we tied it up with and free these legs up. I've got a little curved bladed knife and I'm just gonna take these legs off. And when I take my legs off, I just come right up under that thigh, find that joint, and we're gonna cut that joint. That drumstick will come right off and we're gonna set it to the side. And now we can kind of see the breast and just come feel the tip of your knife and come straight down. And then you start just kind of tailing it off right on top of the wing. Then you can come right back along the bottom, go all the way to the bone, just using the tip of the knife. It'll let me come in and I can start kind of filleting this breast right off. And if you do it right, you should take this breast off in one big piece, just like that. Oh, look at this, y'all. Oh my goodness. Melts in your mouth, savory, juicy. That's smoked turkey. Now I want to take the wings. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna kind of cut them down to the joint. When you find that joint, they'll pop right off. You got a whole wing. Now y'all can't tell me this ain't a juicy turkey. Look at all this moisture that's run out of that bird cutting it up. When you brine it for 48 hours, a bird will hold some moisture, I promise. So what I do with these breasts is we're gonna take them, we're gonna skew the knife a little bit, and we're just gonna make thin slices, cut it with the skin on, where you get a bite of skin in every piece. So we're gonna put our breast on here, and we're gonna take our wings. We're just gonna put them kind of up towards the front a little. Take our legs, we'll run them on the sides. These thighs, I'm gonna slice up. But I like to leave the skin on them as well because the skin's delicious, y'all. When you take that much time and you make the skin look good, you wanna serve it. So we've got our dark meat. It's on a smoked turkey. Every bit of it's good. Let's see how the dark meat tastes. We tasted the white meat. That juicy, moist, packed full of flavor. That's how you smoke a turkey. That is so good. Appreciate you hanging out with us today. If you like what we're doing here at How to Barbecue Right, give us a subscribe. We're going to be talking about this recipe on our weekly podcast, a whole bunch of other good stuff. So y'all tune in and give that a listen. You know you can find us on all the social channels. We'll see y'all next time. Happy Thanksgiving. That is what smoked turkey is supposed to taste like.